What's up, my Blue Jays? So you guys went and did a poll on my Instagram and voted for me to do a story time about me and basketball. Y'all want me to get all emotional and stuff. Along with that video, I'll be eating my McDonald's that I just bought. And yeah, let's just get right into the video. Mind you, I had no interest of playing basketball. I wanted to be a cheerleader, be a girl. You know, I love the color pink. I love Barbies, Bratz. I loved all those type of things. I never pictured myself being any type of athlete. And my dad was telling my mom to put me in basketball, and you know, I didn't want to do it at all, but I was like, you know what? Let me make these mofos happy and just give it a shot. And so I started playing basketball in Killeen, Texas, which is where we moved. We moved from Houston to Killeen, Texas. I want to say we lived in Killeen for 3 years, and I was playing basketball at a recreational center, and basically like a YMCA, and I had no type of rhythm. I could barely dribble the ball. I knew how to do a layup, but when it came to left hand layups or shooting, I was all over the place. But I wanted to learn. I wanted to continue to learn. And I was tall. Been tall all my life. I'm 6 foot right now. And so the girls that were my age at that time in 2009, I was taller than all of them, except for a handful of girls that were my height. So what I'm trying to say, so that summer, I guess the rec games are all over because it was summertime, and a coach came up to my mom, wanted me to play AAU. Oh shoot, I'm dropping fries now. Wanted me to play AAU, a team called Lady Jazz. We were purple and white, and I was a little skeptical about playing, you know, because it was on a whole nother team. Long story short, I ended up loving AAU for the first year, and then I would say AAU made me the player I am today, or the player I was a few months ago. Or you know, 2 to 3 years ago, 9 months, because I've been out of it. Anyways, so after that AAU season, there was another recreational season next year. Then I joined another AAU team called Killeen Cougars, which there I met more amazing people. One thing you might not know about me is around that time I was like experimenting with myself. Like, I didn't know if I liked boys or girls. Like I don't know. And of course I was still virgin then, so it was like I didn't know who I wanted to be, because I was bullied constantly in school by boys that I liked, or, you know, I was always bullied. And so I was like, you know what? F these niggas, I'm gonna go be with a girl. And being with a girl didn't make it no better. Like, I wasn't a lesbian or anything. The most I've ever done with a female is kiss. That's it. You're not gonna catch me doing all that other nastiness, okay? Anyways. Long story short, I just had a lot of fun experiences with AAU, and then we get to the part where basketball was becoming a everyday thing. Like, I was getting seen by so many colleges. I wish I had my bucket, my drawer of college letters. I'm actually insert some pictures into the video of my college letters. Anyways, I get to my last AAU season before, well, I didn't know it was my last AAU season, but it ended up being my last AAU season because I tore my ACL and both meniscus in my right knee. And then I didn't want to believe it, so I continued to play on it, and I continued to do stuff. Well, the only reason I continued to do stuff on it is because when I went to one of the first doctors, they told me that nothing was wrong with me. So they lied. They lied and made it worse. Not saying they made it worse. I made it worse, and they made it worse by telling me that nothing was wrong with my knee. And so I went to get a second opinion. No, I went to get my physical so that I can play for the next year. And they're telling me, your whole ACL is torn and your meniscus, both meniscuses is torn. I was like, my heart dropped, instantly started crying. I didn't know, like, my whole world crushed. Like, I was devastated. I didn't know what was next for me. Like, I still remember to this day, I was laying on the little table where they do the physicals at, and he was like turning my knee a certain way, and it was hurting like really bad. And he was like, "Your everything, your whole knee is messed up." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And so I went in with a positive attitude. By the way, the last AAU team I was on was called Texas Elite. It was my last AAU team with Coach Chuck. Thank you, Coach Chuck, for making me who I am today. Yeah, and so I just learned to live with that, and I just went to therapy, and after I had surgery, I went to therapy. And speaking of surgery, it is so agonizing. All I wanted was ice cream right after I got out of surgery. And you can't walk for a couple of days, so you're gonna be sitting there sleeping on meds and eating for like 2 to 3 days. And then I had to start trying to, you know, move around, like, because I'm trying to get back in shape and stuff. So I tried to walk around and stuff, which was hard because you don't want to re-tear your damn knee. And so long story short, got my treatment, got everything done. I came back, my knee was stronger than it was before. And so right after I get released, right after I got released from the ACL, my ACL injury. The next day we had practice, and I went to Klein Forest High School, and this was sophomore year. We had practice, and I was going up for a layup. Little did I know, my left knee slips. And when I say slip, that thing slipped. Like, all I did was go up for a layup. So I'm like, nobody bumped into me. I instantly fell on the floor, started crying, because if you don't, like, I can't explain this pain. Like, the pain of your knee being knocked out, it's not necessarily being knocked out of socket, but it's moving. Like, it's not supposed to move like that. It's for it to do that, it is very, very, very painful. And I was like, no freaking way this is even possible. Like, is God telling me not to play basketball anymore? Like, what does he want? And so, long story short, went to the doctor, and it was the same exact injury as my right knee. I was like, you know what? Screw this, screw basketball. I'm done for. I'm not gonna ever play again. And so after I finished recovering from that injury, we ended up moving. We ended up moving to another house. Had to go to a different school. Ridge High School was the school I went to and graduated from. And the school basketball program sucked. And I was, you know me, I really wanted to get back to playing basketball, but I was like, why would I play for a school that sucks? Why? Why would I do that? And so, the program overall wasn't bad, but the girls, like, their skills were very mediocre, and I just wasn't used to that. So I sips tea. I don't know, like, my mind was blown at how bad these girls were. I'm not gonna say no names, I don't even remember y'all names, but I'm pretty sure you know who you are. Anyways, so I ended up, you know, finishing my therapy, and I was doing therapy at the school as well, because I met a special someone, and I was telling him how I could play basketball and stuff. He was like, why aren't you playing, or whatever. Like, he didn't really ask me why I wasn't playing, but I knew that if I played basketball, that'll, like, make him more interested in me, and me showing him that I can play basketball and that I'm really good at it, you know. And so I decided to play basketball. But the main reason I decided to play basketball was because of him, to prove people wrong, and to play with my sister. She was a freshman at the time, and we got the chance to play basketball together, and that really made my mom happy. And yeah, we played basketball together, and she followed in my footsteps that first year, because I was a freshman on varsity as well at Hastings High School in A-Leaf. And so, yeah, it was a lot. Basketball has taken me everywhere, and I'm not gonna lie, these fries is nasty now that they cold because I'm talking. So I'm gonna have to toss these or put them in the microwave. Anyways, so Long story short, that man loved me even more that I played basketball and showed him how good I was, and we just made 2 years and 5 months yesterday, so I'm happy about that. I love him so much, and he brings out the best in me. And anyways, continuing with basketball. Oh my gosh, y'all, this freaking video is gonna be long. I'm already at 20 minutes. Like, God, I might have to do a lot of editing to get it down, but it's a story time. It's gonna be pretty long. Excuse me. Anyways, so after senior year, not after senior year, during senior year, after basketball season is done, I get a freaking call from a coach that wants me to play for them. This was in the summer, actually. No, this was at the end of senior year. Yeah, we didn't even graduate yet. So I get a call from coach telling me she wants me to play for them, and I was telling her my background, my history, all of that, and he was like, yeah, I would love to have you on my team. We definitely need some posts, because of course I'm a center player. I'm pretty freaking tall, and that was my only offer on the table. I took it. I needed to go to college. So long story short, during that summer of 2017, I was just being fat. I didn't get on the court. I probably got on the court, like, I can count on my one hand how many times I've been to the court that summer. All I did was eat, be with my boyfriend, and get fat. Like, we literally both got fat that whole summer, and I regret that. I regret that so bad. But everything happens for a reason. Ended up going to the college, which is Garden City Community College, which is where I am today. Got a full scholarship to play for them for 2 years. And long story short, I didn't get no play time my freshman year. I probably got a few minutes. Overall, probably 10 minutes the whole season. I was literally a bench warmer, and it was all my fault because I didn't work on getting better outside of us practicing, or outside of school, or outside of everything that I was having on my plate. I just didn't. I basically quit on myself. I quit on myself after that second time that I got my ACL torn, because my doctor told me that your knees are very unique and you can definitely tear them again. Not saying that I never tried to go hard, but it was hard for me to, you know, give my all, because I was so worried about, what if my knee gives up again? You know, what if I have to go get surgery again? I was so worried about that. Like, it was just mind-boggling. Like, I just couldn't even, I didn't want to go through that again. And so that's where I gave up. And it showed when I went that summer without doing nothing that pertained to basketball. I claimed that I love basketball, but I didn't want to do nothing with, like, I still love basketball, but I didn't want to do what I was supposed to do. And it caught up with me, because after that season we had like individual meetings, and you know, she was telling me how I'm a good kid and I do everything right, but when it comes to basketball, I'm not giving her what I need to give to the team. And I told her I would come back next year and I would do what I need to do, and blah blah blah. That didn't happen. Next year, sophomore year, 2018, still a bench warmer. This was the beginning of the season. I wasn't giving what I was supposed to do, and long story short, I ended up not happy with basketball anymore. It wasn't making me happy anymore, especially going that whole year without being on the court. So it was hard, like seeing my teammates all, you know, on the court and being a part of a team. And I've never I've never had that before, where I haven't felt a part of a team. And it was hard for me to let go of basketball, but my coach gave me, we talked about it, she gave me another option, and that was to be the team's manager and still be able to have my scholarship and everything paid for. So that's what I chose to do, and I don't regret it, but it was very sad, you know, having to go into the gym that day and tell them that I'm no longer your teammate. Like, I'm still a part of the team, but I'm not your teammate no more. And oh my God, why am I crying? Why am I crying? I guess I never really talked about it like this before, so it's kind of heartbreaking. Because it's still really new to me that basketball is done. Like, I'm probably not gonna ever play basketball again. And I have to deal with the fact that maybe that's what God wants me to do. He doesn't want me to play basketball. Maybe he wants me to pursue other things like YouTube and makeup and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm still trying to find out my path, and that's what college is about. And so basically ended that season with being a manager, and that was it for basketball for me. And I said this in my very first YouTube video about basketball. I was saying, for advice on other people that want to play basketball, if you have the heart and dedication and you work out every day, you do what you're supposed to do every day, like, you cannot be sidetracked. You can very well have a relationship. I'm not telling nobody not to have a relationship or do what they want to do, but at the same time, you have to be determined and focused. Wake up in the morning, get a workout in, and it's a lot that I didn't do. I wasn't focused on playing basketball. I was focused on doing what I'm doing now. And yeah, sorry. I hope I don't make nobody cry. It was a very touchy subject. I've been playing basketball since I was in the 5th grade. Like, before it to all end just a few months ago breaks me, but it is what it is. I've been happy. Being a manager on the team really changed my life, like, for good. Like, I've got a chance to focus on myself more, focus on school more, focus on my job and the people around me. So yeah, like, that is my basketball story time. And if you have any questions about basketball, I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Been playing for years, and I have plenty of advice. The only advice I would not have is for those that made it to D1 or made it to pros. Like, I don't have advice for you guys. Like, I can definitely lift you up and give you motivation, but I wasn't focused enough to make it to D1, and I very well could have made it to D1. But yeah, I'm gonna end this story time right here and finish eating my food since I couldn't even finish. I want to thank you all for sitting here and watching this whole story time and voting on my Instagram that you want to see the basketball story time. I love you guys, and I will see you Blue Jays on my next video.